Hi Leo, welcome to your New Year's Tarot spread for 2019. It's Raina. This tarot spread is courtesy of mywanderingfool.com, so thank you to them for the idea. I did a Google search and apparently that is the website. So anyway, I should probably go to their website. They probably have a lot of good stuff there. But anyway, it's a 7-card spread, and I will talk about each position when I get there. I have my laptop still on the side here because I still don't know the names of each position. I mean, I haven't memorized it, so I'm just shuffling the cards right now. And yeah. A little stuck together. Okay. All right. The main theme of the new year, the Emperor card. So you did get several major arcana cards. One of them is the Emperor card. This is astrologically connected to Aries. As I always say, you know, I associate it with Capricorn because of what the Emperor's function is. Sometimes I think more of, you know, this respected judge or something. But the Emperor is particularly connected to military and police officers. Maybe that's where the Aries, the Mars energy comes from. So the people we could say, I guess we could say that a person like this is someone who has a lot of power, maybe a lot of clout, but definitely this may be like external power, but I also do believe that they have an internal power because they have this sense of maybe who they are and their direction that they're going in. It is associated with a very rigid mentality. I think that's, you can look at it that way, or you can look at it as somebody who is very sure in their ideas. And that almost sounds like Leo sometimes. It's kind of funny that it's associated with Aries. But just in terms of these kinds of characteristics, the Emperor is a sign that is about control. Okay, so this can mean different things for different people, obviously. If you're somebody who has felt out of control, which I could totally see a Leo person feeling that way, because you've had the North Node in your sign for 18 months, you've had the eclipses, which are connected to the North Node and the South Node, and you've had them in Leo, in your sign, in Aquarius, and these can be change agents, and change can be good, but at the same time, it can make you feel out of control because you don't always initiate these changes. As a matter of fact, when the eclipses happen, they tend to be change that is initiated on your behalf. So maybe this is a person in your life, an Aries individual, or someone in the military, somebody, this could be like a judge, so getting a divorce is a big theme. And I notice that I say that a lot when I'm talking about legal matters. I talk about divorce because I think that most people, if they're going to go and deal with something like that, it's going to be for divorce rather than other legal matters. But of course, that's not necessarily true. There may be other legal matters that have to come before a judge. But anyway, let's just keep going. Well, one thing too is I wouldn't even be surprised if it's like you having your own business. This seems to be a theme that I've been noticing with several signs. And then you feel more in control of your life. So let's look at the departing themes or energies from last year. We have your card, the Strength card. And this is a card of, you know, the obvious interpretation is feeling a sense of power. But, you know, when I was looking at the interpretations recently, they were talking about more confidence, something inner. And there's also this thing of like perhaps having to triumph over some kind of situation that it was very trying, and you needed strength, in other words. And so it kind of like, you know, it's kind of like when you have some kind of virus and your immune system kicks up and it's trying to fight it, and it really like employs every, you know, white blood cell that it can muster. And so, and by the way, this can also be about possible healing. Maybe you had some kind of physical thing that you became strong again with, and now you feel like you're back in the saddle again. There's something I was just going to say, having mentioned these cards, that came into my head, and now I can't think what it was. Maybe it'll come back to me. Future opportunities. The Knight of Swords. You know, it's funny because I'm getting these cards on the top row. The Knight of Swords, the Death card. I don't think that these are, I mean, it depends. I mean, you might even be entering the legal profession yourself. The Knight of Swords is connected to lawyers. So unless this is something with another court case, maybe you're studying for, maybe you passed the bar exam. Who knows? And you're becoming a lawyer. If that's not specifically what's going on, perhaps, you know what? I didn't think of it this way. The first thing that I thought when I thought of the Emperor and the Strength card, I was thinking about you being with somebody who may have been kind of a tyrant. Maybe it was a boss who was abusive, or a spouse, and you have been able to find your strength again. You know, maybe you lost yourself for a while. The typical Leo person does not put up with this kind of treatment, but things can happen. Stranger things have happened in the area of love. Sometimes people allow to be themselves to be treated ways that they would never allow in other areas of their life. And maybe you have been able to find the strength within yourself to leave this person. Because that could certainly be the case where the Emperor is a control freak. And, you know, the thing is, obviously this is a general spread, but also, as you get older and you talk about years, like you talk about 2018, things go so quickly that even a theme for a year, it almost seems like for a month or for, you know, a few months. It doesn't even seem like it's really that big of a deal to talk about themes, because before you know it, it's 2020. At least that's been my experience. And so I think too with the Knight of Swords, it's about, you know, saying what you mean and meaning what you say. And again, that's something that I do associate with Leo, but it depends on the individual. Maybe you have some Cancer placements, Venus in Cancer, Mars in Cancer, Virgo, and you, Venus in Virgo, and you're more timid when it comes to your personal relationships. And in every other area, you're very, what would you call it, assertive, and you're not like that in your personal relationships. Who knows? Now it says future opportunities. We have the Death card. Opportunities, I kind of was like, whoa, you have an opportunity to experience death, you know? But the Death card represents transition, change, and the ending of something that is irrevocably gone. So, in that particular case, that would be if you have a personal relationship that is problematic, your opportunity is being able to leave that relationship. And you might say, well, that's not really an opportunity. Yes, it is, because in the past, maybe you didn't have the strength to be able to do that, and now you do. And sometimes something does just click. Even if you know, you're kind of like, oh gosh, I don't think that this is right. It still takes time to get to that point where you're able to do that. Also, another thing too is that the Death card represents transformation. And so transforming your life, transforming your thoughts about what life represents can be very, very life-affirming, actually, ironically. Upcoming obstacles. We have the Page of Swords. Now, again, if there's some kind of situation, like, you know, like I say, you may be in a specific profession that is like connected to the law, you may feel a bit paranoid. There may be some, you may be looked upon with suspicion. Actually, the Page of Swords could be like being, you know, somebody scrutinizing something, maybe to the nth degree. So law enforcement, maybe you're trying to become a police officer or something, even if you're a woman, and they are trying to scrutinize your background, and you feel exposed, you feel like you're under some kind of cloud of suspicion. The Page of Swords can mean that anyone, somebody else is treating you in a way where they are looking at, you could be doing this too, looking at you, or you looking at them as if you're trying to uncover something about it. In relationships, this could be a child who is very kind of like maybe touchy. You have to walk on eggshells with this child. I think even in the upright position, this might be true, that they jump on everything you say, or it could be any kind of air sign that has that somewhat immature type of mentality. So a Gemini, your opposite sign is Aquarius, and then we have Libra. And as an obstacle, this person could be, as I said, a child. It could be that spouse that the Emperor represents, and maybe they are misinterpreting your actions. This could be a coworker. How to deal with these kinds of obstacles? We have the Page of Pentacles. Well, I would say just, there's two things. Get it in writing. Pages can be messages, and Pentacles to me are, you know, it's earth. So it's like, get it in three-dimensional form. And then the other thing I would say, so anything, like if somebody is going to do a background check on you, then you're going to have to see the results, and they're going to have to prove that what they uncovered. Some kind of, you know, suspicion that they have. If you're trying to find out information, maybe for a legal case, and I'm assuming that it's related to a marriage, but maybe it's a father, because I think emperors can be fathers. So yeah, they can be, because the empress is the mother. So that could be your father, and something is going on with him, maybe an estate case, and you have to, you know, dig up information. But since the Page of Swords is in a challenge position, I'm almost reading it like a reversed card, so you have to make sure that the information you get is accurate. So it's really about doing research that's accurate. Get it in writing so that you can have proof. Don't allow anything to, like, if you find out information, make sure that you get a Xeroxed copy of it. Don't just assume that you can report to the court with it. But also, with the Page of Pentacles, it can be a situation of, I think there was something else I was going to say. Do your homework. You know, Page of Pentacles is a card of the student. So you might have to gain some background information in something in order to present a good case. And so don't if you need to prove something, also understand what it is that you're trying to prove. How to achieve your goals and dreams in 2019. Page of Cups. Well, isn't this a different type of page than the Page of Swords, which is more suspicious? This is trusting. And I would say, you know, Pisces is featured with this card. So maybe your love life lies with a Pisces individual, which is going to be a totally different type of person than this type of person. But if you have children with somebody and you are thinking of divorce, think about your children. I'm not saying not get divorced, but always put their welfare first. Whenever you're thinking about how you're going to deal with this other party, think about the fact that that is their other parent, and make sure that you don't downgrade that person, because they, you know, children are sensitive. This is a sensitive person. And but I would say in general for you, this is a card of trusting. And sometimes the Page of Cups comes up when we are too trusting, when we're a little bit gullible. But in this particular case, I think it's warranted that we trust. We trust that all is well, the universe has our back, and yeah. So, and also artistic, you know, stimulate creativity, I would say too. Even if it's something that you don't think that you're that good, utilize that right brain so that you can enhance the other areas of your life. Okay, that's what I have for you, Leo. And if you would like a private reading, the link is below. I wish you a wonderful new year. Take care. Bye.